Comes back in verses 17 and 18, when the poor and needy seek water, and there is none, and their tongue faileth for thirst, I, the Lord, will hear them. I, the God of Israel, will not forsake them. I will open rivers in high places and fountains in the middle of valleys. I will make the wilderness a pool of water and the dry land springs of water. Look what God will do for his child. When the poor and needy seek water, when the poor and needy is seeking a blessing, stay with me now. I'm almost finished. In your dry season, somehow you made it. In your dry season, I'm talking about when you were broke. In your dry season, when you didn't have money for the down payment of a house. In your dry season, when you thought your marriage wasn't going to make it. In your dry season, when them children was acting crazy. In your dry season. Turn around and tell somebody, somehow I made it. Tell somebody, somehow, I don't know how. Thou worm Jacob. By retracing the history of one's own experience, how God made a way for you. Again, that 18th verse, I will open rivers in high places. Put yourself there. And fountains in the midst of the valleys. I will make the wilderness a pool of water, and the dry land springs of water. God can make your desert a garden. Your dry place. I will open rivers in high places. Two I wills, God's I will. I'd rather have God's I will. I said, I'd rather have God's I wills. I said, I'd rather have God's I wills. Your I wills don't mean nothing. I'd rather have God's I wills. I will bless you. I will heal you. I will deliver you. Great is thy faithfulness in your wilderness. Now, 19, I will plant in the wilderness the cedar. Now, who ever heard of this in the wilderness? In your despair, God will bless you right in the front of your enemies. I will prepare a table before you in the presence. Don't you know your enemies right now hating on you? Because God has prepared a table in the presence. Oh, God, let me move on. Is anybody in here today happy beside me? And look what he says. I will plant in the wilderness the cedar, the shittim tree, the myrtle, and the oil tree. I will set in the desert the fir tree, a pine, and the box tree together. God said, right in a dry place, I'll bless you in a desert. He said, I will plant trees of deliverance right in the presence of your enemy in a dry place. And then my Bible teacher, he drilled this into me, old Brother Wilson. I used to love to hear him quote this. Sister Wanda said when she was playing as a little girl, she can still remember, and his hair was like lamb's book, and his eyes were like fire. Some things you don't forget. And he said, the desert shall rejoice and blossom as the rose. You ought to read that. Honey, how many in here, God has caused the desert in your life to blossom as a rose? I said, how many in here, God has caused your desert to blossom as a rose? The power of God. The psalmist said, when Israel went out of Egypt, the mountains skipped like rams and the little hills like lambs. Honey, when they saw God, even the hills skipped and got happy, and the trees clapped their hands. When God bless you in your dry place, I said, when God bless you in your dry place. I said, when God bless you in your dry place. I said, when God bless you in your dry place. Is it anybody in here that you know that God has blessed you in your dry place? Sister Hunt was on her way to Penn State. That would have been her dry place. But God sent her to Shaw and sent trees of deliverance down to Raleigh, and she met the apple of her eye. And Deacon Hunt did too. Can I say it again? When you know God has blessed you in your dry place, when you've had bereavement and your heart was breaking but you didn't go under, when you didn't know how you were going to make it, that's your dry place. When you were sick and didn't know how to get well, that was your dry place. And so God is saying, when I bless you, don't forget who did it. Don't forget. And here it comes, Reverend Diahim, here comes Reverend Cosby, that they may see and know and consider and understand together that the hand of the Lord has done this. Let me hear somebody say, the hand of the Lord has done this. Say, by now I should be out of my mind, but the hand of the Lord has done this. Right now, I don't know how I'm making it, but the hand of the Lord has done this. I don't know how I got out of college, but the hand of the Lord has done this. I had cancer and I got healed. The hand of the Lord has done this. The hand of the Lord has done this. Look at him. I will open rivers. I will plant trees and water in the wilderness, living water from hidden fountains. The hand of the Lord has done this. If you are his child, when you are in your dry season, sorrow itself has a voice. Jenny, I want you to catch that. Elaine, I want you to catch that. Don't let nobody tell either one of you shouldn't cry. Don't let nobody tell you ought to be over it by now. But I want you to catch something. Sorrow itself has a voice. And in that voice, God hears. Somebody in here caught that. Somebody in here needed that, just that one word. Let me hear you say, sorrow has a voice. And God's ear is always open to the saints. God gave you a voice because when you are going through a dry season and you cry out, aren't you glad that God hears you? Tell somebody, that's the only way I made it, because nobody else understood my pain but God. Sorrow itself has a voice, and God hears the weak encourage. And the thing I want you to catch something. Thy worm, O Jacob. And yet he wanted Jacob to know that my hand brought you out of bondage. We were in bondage. Some of us are still in bondage. The weak encourage. How did you make it? The hand of the Lord has done this.